Okay, my last video I did, it was called Excited but Nervous at the Same Time. And I want to talk about the other part too at the same time. It's called Loving the Same People Who Enslave You, right? Okay, I'm gonna talk about both of them. Being nervous and excited at the same time. I get like that a lot, especially when I'm around a lot of people, right? When I'm around a lot of people, not a lot, not just it don't have to be a lot of people. It just depends on who it is. If I'm talking to somebody and the question is, why would I feel that way? What's going on? You know what I mean? Why do I feel that way? I can give you one good reason out of my strongest from my own experience, personal experience of how I be feeling at the moment. Number one, I feel like when you're talking about serious topics like this here, even slavery, it can stir up a controversy. Controversial. Those are controversial subjects. Why? Why they are controversial? Don't ask me. Now here's another. I guess y'all see I'm all over the place with the video. Now look, see right here. This is another thing that I want to talk about. And I know it seems like I'm jumping off topics, but I'm just putting as much as I could in the video. See that thing right there? That's a camera, right? All right, that's a camera. All right. Now, when you go in these different stores, you, people can tell you or they can sue you for recording them without their consent, right? Now, I'm using that is to explain this thing about slavery. Slavery. Um, think about it. You can sue me and have me arrested and put under the white man in a so-called white man's jail cell. You can have me arrested and put in jail, right? Put in the so-called white man can put me in, put any of us in captivity. If somebody call up and say, I want to press charges because this person was secretly recording me. Now think about it. They can get that action done, right? Now just think if the tables was turned and you came at a so-called white man for suing you for going because you going in his grocery stores that he owned and you trying to record him. I mean, you tell them not to record you and say, if y'all don't stop recording me and turn these cameras off, then I'm gonna sue y'all. They gonna look at you and laugh. Meaning that most of our people give the enemy permission is to record them, but me as your little brother or your brother can't record you. Isn't that amazing how that works? How you can get me in trouble for recording you, but you can't get in trouble no matter what so-called white man records you. They can be on in a place of business and they got you on their cameras, but you can't do them nothing. But me as your brother, you can do something about me recording you, not realizing that you and I is both in slavery. Think about that for a moment. So what you doing, you playing in right in the enemy's hand. You can record me and I can turn around and take and go to which it see how it just sounds horrible. You can go to your enemy on your brother, but you can't go to the enemy to to stop another enemy from another so-called white man from recording you because he's a so-called white man. He can't get in trouble because number one, you in a place of business or whatever you want to call it, and all these cameras is to document what the slaves are doing. That's all it is. The purpose of these cameras is to catch slaves that try to steal. That's all they document. That's all they are for. That's what they're up for. These cameras are up, which means they're good, but I'm just trying to show you the hypocrisy in it at the same time. I'm showing you that you can't sue your enemy for recording you in a store, he don't need your consent. It's for you to record. For him, is to record you. He don't need your consent. He gonna record you whether you got his consent or not. He gonna still record you, and that's your white so-called white slave master, right? He gonna record you whether you want to be recorded or not. Now I want think about that. I know I got now think about that. That's something to think about, ain't it? But if I try to get, I can turn around in that same breath, can go to a so-called white man on my own brother, on my own sister, and I can have you sued and all of that and put under the jail, the so-called white man's slavery jail, right? But when it comes to the so-called white man recording me around his buildings where he got cameras up there to make sure that you don't go as a slave and steal what he got, right? Think about that. Now, I can't go up in there like when they open up in the morning and tell those people, look, y'all keep recording me without my consent or whatever. If y'all keep recording me without my consent, it's gonna be some trouble. Ain't nothing that I could do against them. Why? Because that is a so-called white-owned business, and them people can do what they. The so-called white man. It's amazing how they don't need your consent. They don't have to. Guess what? The so-called white man ain't gonna come out of there and do. He ain't gonna walk up out here and say, "Hey, excuse me, do I have permission and your consent is to record you when even when I'm not here in my business during the day? Do I have the? Can I record you? Because if you don't want to be recorded, we'll keep the cameras off." No, they're not gonna do that. They're gonna record us whether we want to be recorded or not. You see what I'm saying? So make that make sense. Your enemy can record you, but your brother can't record you. Your brother who care about you, but your enemy who don't give a damn about you and will shoot you down in the streets at any time and at any moment he want to, and can there's no law for what they do because they are the slave master, right? There's no law for what they can do because they're the slave master. Your slave master can secretly record you whether you whether he get your consent or not. He don't have to get your consent. But you can turn around and sue your own brother, your blood, so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American brother for recording you. Do y'all catch the hypocritical? Do y'all catch the slavery in that? Think about that. Think about that. Do y'all catch the slavery? If y'all can't catch the slavery in that, think about it. I can record. Look, your enemy can record you anytime he get ready in their place of business. But you can sue me for recording you without your consent. Make that make sense? But your enemy, your slave master, the white man, can record you anytime he gets ready. Think about that. Your slave master can record you anytime he get ready. You can't, like, for example, if I walk up in this place right now, right? Walk in there, I can't go up in there and say, "Hey, y'all got the turn." Hold on. See that white thing up there? See that? That white thing? Guess what that is? That's a camera. You cannot tell your slave master, you can't record me around here. You can't do that. But you can press charges on me for recording you. You can tell the slave, you can sick the slave master on me and have me locked up for recording you. Think about that. And that's the same person that you basically give in to. Just think about that for a moment. I want it to soak in. Just think about it and let it soak in. And put in the comment section, Break it down for me. And I don't come in the comment section put, well, that's different. It's a business. No, that's still giving your enemy this your enemy. You still saying my enemy has the permission to record you. Oh, it's a different with my enemy. My enemy got the permission to record me, but you don't. He don't have to get sued. We don't have to press charges on him. But if you record me, I can press charges on you, but not my enemy because he's the slave master. He's got permission to record me. I give him permission. You know why you give him permission? Because you know you can't stop him. You can't tell Esau, hey, look, don't record me. Because first of all, he gonna tell you, like I said in the other video, the third one. First of all, if you don't wanna be recorded for one, this is the rules. If you can't abide by the rules, just go somewhere else and shop. They'll be saying, nigga, go somewhere else and shop, nigga. That's what they really will be telling you. Because you're not gonna stop us from recording because we own everything. We own this world. We gonna do what we want. Now, whether you want to be recorded or not, if you don't want to be recorded, get away from here. That's what they gonna say. You can't come in here. Because guess what? Esau know you can't stop him from doing nothing is because he is backed up by his own people. His own counterparts will come out and will can put you down and can put you in their captivity. His own people gonna come for you. And they coming right away. They ain't gonna make no hesitate. It ain't gonna be no hesitation. No hesitate. They gonna come when the so-called white man, another so-called white man calls and say, hey, this person in here is trying to threaten to tell me to take my cameras down and I can't record in this store. Guess what? The so-called white man gonna back those people because that's what they do. Think about it. If you control the world, if you control everything, you control your truck. Can't nobody tell you what not, and what to do with it, right? It's yours. It's your possession, right? You do what you want to do with it. And it's just like if people come in your house. If they come in your house and they live in a certain way, right? You have certain rules. You have certain standards. You lay down certain standards. Say, hey, look, you're welcome to live here. You're welcome to stay here. Da, 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 but these are my rules. Do not do this. Do not come in at a certain time. You got to be in here by 10:30. If you're not in here by 10:30, my rule is you can stay here. You're welcome to stay here. But make sure you in here by 10:30. If you're not in here by 10:30, guess what? You out. Now, I'm using that as an example. The person can do what they want because that's their possession, right? They can do what they want to do because and they'll tell you if you don't like the rules, then leave, right? That's the same thing I'm telling you with the so-called white man recording you. You cannot go to no grocery store, no business that got cameras and tell a so-called white man, hey, look, turn these cameras off. I'm not coming in here shopping. He gonna tell you, well, look, we not doing anything. That's the rule. These are what our cameras are for. They are monitor cameras. If you don't like it, don't shop here. That's what your slave master is gonna tell you. And I call them the slave master. Because that's what they is. They are the forefathers of the slave masters. They are they slave masters' children. They are the forefathers of the slave masters that existed years ago. They don't look at it like that though. Most of the people in this world is not going to look at it like that. Yeah, most of the people are not going to look at it like that. You can't stop your slave master, the so-called white man, from recording you. But me as your brother, you can stop me from, you can tell your slave master, hey, my brother is recording me. Can you come and arrest this person? I want charges put on them or whatever. And guess what your slave master, the white man, gonna do? He gonna come and arrest you. But you can't do that to him. You can't do that to his people. Not around his stores or none of that. The reason why I'm saying this here, I'm saying that for the same reason that so-called white woman that's living today took and had lied on Emmett Till. They say she was 20 some years old, lied on Emmett Till. And guess what? Them other so-called white folks moved on her command. That's what I'm telling you about, telling the so-called white man, you can't record me. I'm coming into this place of business is to shop. I'm going to this restaurant. Can y'all turn these cameras off? Because I do not want to be recorded. The so-called white man is going to tell you, get away from here. That's the rule. These are monitor cameras, and the rule is we have to have cameras. If you don't want to shop here, if you don't like it here, get away from here. That's what they're going to tell you in so many words. You welcome, you can leave. Because guess what? He ain't going to get in trouble for telling you that. But guess what? You can go to the soap that I'm just reiterating. You can go to that same slave master, the so-called white man, and tell him, I'm secretly recording you, which I don't do, but I'm just saying, for an example, that I'm recording you without your consent. And guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna come and put me in their captivity because this black man or this so-called black woman or so-called black man called up and said that I was secretly recording them without their consent. So that's what I wanted to come and bring out about this video. You see what I'm saying? That's the way it is. And they know they can record a so-called white man can record you, and he know he'll be less threatening. He know that there is no repercussion in America for what he do. He know that he can do, it's a lot of things he can do, and he don't have to feel threatening. He don't have to feel she don't have to, the so-called white woman and child don't have to feel threatening when they walk into our community, because they know that we are conditioned, we are, our people are conditioned is to treat them like gods. Our people are conditioned is to treat the so-called white men like they are gods and they children of God. And they know that our people have been conditioned is to be afraid of them. And that's why the so-called white man and so-called white woman probably know that they can really come in our neighborhood and they can do what they want to do. And they ain't got to worry about having no repercussion. Guess why? Because they have what is called uh, what's that word? It's a word that I'm looking for that I used to say it all the time. It's a like a um it's called privilege, freedom of privilege to do what they want to do. The so-called white men, they know that they have the privilege to do whatever they want to do in this society, and they know they can get away with it. They know they can get away with it. Of course, they know they can get away with it. They ain't got to worry about feeling threatening and stuff like that when they do stuff to you and see what you got in your pocket and all that kind of stuff. They know they ain't got to worry about feeling like that. Yeah, they know they ain't got to feel like that. They know they don't have to feel like that because they feel less threatening. They know that they can get away with certain things, and they know that they have the privilege of doing what they want. They don't have to walk around in fear that they're gonna get locked up for doing certain things to our people. They know if they go around and secretly record you, or any of them, they know if they secretly record you in any way, form, or fashion, they know that there is no repercussion that's going to happen to them. They already know that. How do I know that? The so I'm just gonna reiterate. The so-called white woman that accused Emmett Till of what he did and got away with it for years, had him murdered because they said that a 14-year-old baby, a child, didn't even have a life, whispered at those so-called white woman. And her counterparts of her people came together and murdered that innocent baby, a 14-year old innocent baby. Yeah. Yep. So I'm gonna say that's it for the time being. Y'all let me know in the comment section. Give me y'all thoughts on this video, man. Let me know if I was on point with it or whatever, because I'm known for being bold and telling it like it is, and I'm gonna tell it like it is. Yeah. And he with a Edomite. Mm-hmm. Our people just done sold themselves out, and these are the same people that ancestors that raped, robbed, and murdered and killed our people. But our people is in a whole nother world when it comes to them. Yep. So I'm gonna see y'all later here. Uh, we'll talk a little bit later. Y'all let me know in the comment section. Give me y'all thoughts on this video.